Today, we're working with our friends at Manitou Motorsports in Mankato, Minnesota.
Hi folks, I'm Nathan with Two Guys in Riding. Today we are out here again at Manitou Motorsports. We're here with Cale, and we are here to talk about this absolutely sumptuous 2021 Manitou Encore 23 RF VP2.
Yes, you said it right.
Wow, that's a long name, but it's appropriate for this boat, Cale. This is an amazing pontoon.
Yeah.
So let's start with a little bit of talk about what's underneath us, because it's got the V-tune tri-hulls, the three pontoons.
Yes.
So what's the purpose of three pontoons versus two?
So what Manitou does versus other pontoon manufacturers is actually build a larger center tune and two smaller outer tunes, different size diameters, so that you can actually have more of a performance pontoon than, we'll say, just your everyday cruiser.
Okay.
So this particular hull design would handle more or less like a speedboat would on the water.
Which is amazing, having driven pontoons for a long time.
Yeah, being that it's 23 feet long, you know,
right.
I mean, that's a lot of
don't
pontoon.
Expect that.
Yeah.
Now, that middle hull has some extra hidden functions.
Correct.
For instance, right underneath this door, we've got some storage, I believe.
Yeah, the storage locker is about 6 feet long, and you can throw all kinds of things down there. You know, life jackets, kids, whatever you got to do.
I like that one, especially when my kids were younger.
Yeah.
Now, is it also possible to actually flood part of that middle one?
So
with some of the controls over here, did I see that right?
It actually has a bilge pump. So if water were to get in that center tune, there are a couple different bilge pumps on this pontoon that, it would pump the water out.
Okay, so it's a bilge pump, not for weight, not to add water. Okay,
correct.
All right. Wow. Now there is an absolute ton of things on the top here. So let's start with just the seating.
Yeah. So
how many does this seat? I mean, this is like.
This pontoon is actually 12-person capacity.
Okay.
23 foot long, as we had talked about earlier, and with the Encore package, as you referenced, you're going to get a different higher end seat, higher end cushion, and different stitching in the back, as you're getting a shot of there. So a little bit more of a premium line in the Manitou lineup, or model.
Now, as is typical on any pontoon, there's always storage hidden.
Yeah.
And we have an absolute ton of it on this boat, because underneath every seat, with the exception of the movable one, which we'll talk about in a little bit, there's storage under every single seat, in the front and in the rear.
Correct. So under each seat, I mean, I can lift this up here. You got a little storage compartment here, storage under this seat. This here actually is a
is that like a
folding entertainment table, they call it. Instead of some of them have privacy stations where you flip it up and you can actually get changed under there, or use the restroom. This is an alternative. This has been a hot item, so you can use it to dine here, or serve drinks, what have you. It's also storage under there as well.
Yeah, that is really neat, and that effect that it pulls out, and then you can just easily put it right back in again, because you've got an extra door here.
Yeah, you do. Exit here, entry from the front, and actually entry from the rear, which we can go over too once we get back there. That's a removable seat.
Okay. That's the one we're talking about. That's the only chair there isn't storage under, besides the captain's chairs. Which brings us back here. So back here, you've got two really nice captain's chairs. I mean, these things swivel, they tilt.
Yep.
And then you've got some other, I think, a height adjustment. Is that underneath?
So forward and back. They'll slide forward and back. They'll swivel, and they'll recline. Yes. Three in one.
That is really nice. And then you have some additional storage underneath.
Yeah, underneath the helm there, there's storage under there. You need to get to the stereo. There's a cooler that comes with this particular model. And,
so you can get to your wiring back there if you want.
Correct.
And then more storage up here. Always amazes me as to how much storage there really is. I mean, there's way more than there is in a car.
We got to think you have a lot of things that you need to bring on the boat, or or pontoon. So
especially if you're going out for a long time.
Exactly, and you got 12 people on here. You got to have room for stuff.
Now underneath these seats are storage. but there is also some stuff to do with the batteries and
Yes.
that kind of stuff. So talk to us about what's under here.
So with the engine configuration we have on this pontoon, it's a 200 horsepower Mercury engine that would be rigged on this. You need a dual battery smart switch, which is basically an easy way to kill the power,
Right.
okay, on and off, which would be located underneath one of those seats right there. Like I said, real easy way to make sure you're not draining the battery by leaving any electronics on. So it's a multi-purpose hinge, really, so you can fold it all the way open or just lift it up.
Which I love that. I'd not seen that before. I was pulling from the back,
Yep,
and
yep.
then I realized, well, I know you can pull from the front, but I thought it was just to adjust the seat out. But it actually gives you two ways.
Correct.
Which is very handy when you're out in the water. You don't
bet.
always need to take the whole cushion out.
Right.
Okay, now this, of course, is just a swivel tray, and is removable.
Yes.
From the base up.
Correct.
Okay, and then this seat right here is the movable one that we were talking about. That is the only seat where there's no storage.
Correct. So you see it's a different profiled height as the corners here.
Yep.
So it's a bow filler bench, so it's mainly designed to go up in the front of the pontoon. However, it is universal, so you can throw it in the back as well.
That just comes right out. I mean, there's nothing that holds it in. It's you just pull it right up and lift it.
Yeah, it's weighted, so it does not move around.
Okay, so let's talk about, once we got the seat gone, you can see that, there's your third door in the rear.
Yep.
And you were talking about a ski pylon.
Yep, ski
That's
tow bar, yep, yep.
Which is, it's just funny to me. I fish off my pontoon.
Sure.
It's just a 60 horse, so I don't pull anything behind it. But
Yeah, with a pontoon this size, like we talked with this hull design, the larger tune in the center, you can really get going with a skier on the back. It's pretty impressive.
so on the back, as you said, this comes with a 200.
Yeah, this one would be rigged with a 200 horsepower Mercury
Okay.
engine. Like I said, you can hop off the back there, get back on the ladder. There's exterior lighting on this pontoon as well, so if you're underwater and you need to find the ladder at night,
There's a light back there.
Yes, the ladder
which
would
is a
actually be illuminated.
Which is a really nice feature,
Yeah.
I think. And that's only come out in the last, maybe 5 years on pontoons.
yeah,
where
with
they've started to have that.
exterior lighting, yeah. a
Yeah,
little-
with
so-
that. I mean, more than just the side markers and the headlamps, but actually useful lighting where you can. And this has docking lighting too.
Correct. They're on the walls of the front of the pontoon, so they're not in the way per se if you're up playing on the front of the deck when you're stopped. So.
Now these covers here.
Yeah, those would be access points to obviously things in the center tune there, or the transom, bilge pumps, and just easy access points to locate electronics.
Yeah. Okay. And now let's talk about the flooring for a minute.
So this is this particular flooring is a gray angled teak, is what the model name is. It's essentially replaced carpet. It's a lot more durable. You're not going to get the molding like you would with normal carpet flooring. So huge upgrade from the carpet pontoons of the 90s, 2000s.
You've got lots of cup holders. We've seen this all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
I know we've got the movable ones that you can put anywhere in here. You got the sun loungers right here. If people want to lay out, you could actually also sit on that end. I'm guessing.
Yeah, if you're stopped, I mean, yeah, it's kind of a chair.
But it's just a nice spot. Now, speaking of stop, the bimini top.
Yes, this is a cool function
powered?
to it. It is power. So Manitou has two different options, power and obviously manual. On their higher end models, you can get the power bimini option. So one button, takes 15 seconds, fold down, 15 seconds open, real slick, easy to do with one person. You don't have to struggle locking in the braces, yelling at your wife, so it's super slick.
I'm laughing because being the one that has to put up and down the bimini top,
Yep.
that would be one feature I would say that would be a necessity.
You bet.
Just to have that ease of comfort. Now, let's talk about the driver's area a little bit. You have got a couple of things on the throttle. So you walk us through what the buttons are right here.
Yeah, for
Also,
sure.
you got trim up and
Obviously,
down.
you have trim and tilt. There are some features here where you can actually adjust your RPM settings up and down, kind of control your speed without having to hit the throttle. So a lot of cool functions that actually a lot of the engine manufacturers have come out with here as of late.
The electronics are amazing. We see them on fishing boats too, and it's just what you can do and how you can fine tune it. And now you've got just below that over here, you've got 3 buttons.
Yes.
And a toggle switch. What do those run?
So the toggle switch would be for that power bimini top.
Okay.
You have your in-floor storage light. So actually, if you're gonna store things in the bottom
So
here and you need to find
too.
something, yep, you have to have
Nice.
have a light. The bilge pump for the center tune storage, as well as for the transom bilge pump, which we looked at those covers back there. So.
And then you've got another digital.
Yeah, that would
screen.
be reading engine diagnostics, kind of specific to this engine.
Okay.
And Mercury. On the helm, you have the Garmin display, which will give you diagnostics as well as GPS and fish readout, water temp, things like that.
Okay, so now, not that a lot of people carry on a pontoon, but since this has a 200 horsepower,
Yeah.
is it possible to get a speedometer or a tack?
So speedo, tack would all be integrated into that digital screen.
Oh, wow.
Correct. Yep.
Okay, I just assumed because Garmin made it, it would just be have to do with fish finding.
Correct.
Now, over on the left, you've got your sound system.
Yes.
And actually, you have 2 controllers for that. So
Yeah. If, obviously, driver can control the stereo. If you're hanging out back here in the back of the pontoon, there's another control spot for the stereo.
Okay, now it's the same stereo you're
Yes.
controlling.
Yep.
Okay, but you've got and you've got a play, pause, and you've got all sorts of volume controls.
Yep. So it's obviously AM, FM. You have Bluetooth capabilities on this thing too. So.
Okay.
Yep.
Have they come out with like Android Auto and Apple CarPlay yet on these?
On this particular model, I believe this stereo is not compatible.
Okay.
There's another upgraded stereo system that you can do, believe it or not, that you can get that.
Okay. You've got a couple of buttons in the just the left and the right of the dashboard here. Looks like one is just typical like you'd see. You have your accessories.
Yes. So we talked about exterior lighting, right?
Yep.
So accessory lighting would be one of those options. There's
Okay.
also a blank switch there, so you can hook in other
Put
options.
something in.
Then you have your navigation lights and your docking lights, as you referenced before.
Okay.
Things you need to have on at night, and your courtesy lighting, which courtesy lighting is pretty cool. It kind of just sets the mood, nice ambiance. There's track lighting all along the floor
I noticed
that illuminates blue at night. It's really cool.
And so when you're trying to walk through, you can see without stumbling on
Correct.
something. Wow. We were talking a minute ago, Cale, that in case one of the other 75 to 90 storage places doesn't
Yes.
work for you, there is another one underneath the driver's seat in the wall.
Correct.
You can just pull that open and you got another little storage area and some lighting underneath there. Man.
So while you're down there, you can see it. There's a height difference here where the helm is versus what you're walking
Right.
on. They do that, to get the captain up a little higher so you can actually see over somebody if they were sitting right in front of the helm.
Okay.
A little bit of a safety feature, and it just adds a little touch to the pontoon.
Now, are there speakers in the top here? Is this just the
There is not,
material?
no.
I can't tell in this lighting. Is
Right.
Okay.
Yep, just something other than fiberglass there that's, looks nice in that helm, and they do have a tempered glass windshield now on certain models in their lineup as well.
Okay.
Kind of a nice touch.
All right, can we get out and talk about some of the outside
Yeah,
features?
yeah.
All right. On the front of the pontoons, we have some fins that stick out, and you have a particular name for this design.
Yes, they call these the Barracuda nose cones, and it's specific to either hull design, whether it's the VP, VP2, or the SHP
Okay.
hulls.
And it's on all 3 tunes.
Correct, depending on, which,
Depending on the model. Yeah,
Yeah.
This particular boat has them on all 3.
You are correct, yep.
And there's a variety of configurations you can get the tunes in.
Yep.
Depending on the boat. And so then this top cover, what is that for?
So essentially a splash guard to keep water off the top of the deck or from coming inside the pontoon.
Well, you've got, the normal tie-offs right up in here. You got some tow hook areas.
Yes.
I like it that they have it on all 3.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's really nice. Now, lighting. So this is, your standard, this would be like your docking lighting?
Yeah, this would be your LED dock lights, and then this
And that's
would
your
be
running lights, your
navigation lights. Yes,
Okay. Of course, you've got your other navigation lights on the top.
correct.
And if your bimini top is down, that light is still visible.
Yep, it would just be in a different
So
position.
there's no separate light in case the top goes down. That's all the same piece.
Yep.
Okay. I do like the, what do they call this? The blue wall color?
Yes.
And then the orange accents. Really stands
So
out.
with every different trim level or model, you go up in the Manitou lineup. Different trim packages you can put on the side and colorations.
Okay, so you can configure that.
Correct.
And then if they want to buy from here, do they can they come in and buy this boat?
Absolutely.
It's just
yes.
a floor model.
This one is for sale. One next to it sold. We have a couple other models inside here that are sold. However, we do have a boat show coming up March 11th through the 13th. So stop in and see us, and we can hopefully find your dream pontoon. But we have roughly 30 different models to choose from.
Yeah, you have a parking lot full of them.
Yeah. Yep. And we can
That's
help you out
just
with
the ones that are sitting in here.
trailers as well. So obviously you need to move them around. So
Right. So included in the price of this is the motor.
boat and motor. Yep.
Okay. So, but you do sell a trailer.
Correct. Yep.
That would match. Okay. And they can get that from you here.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So sometimes our viewers want to know if the trailer's not included. Well, how much does it cost?
Correct.
So, do you have a price on the trailer?
Yeah, somewhat of a loaded question because I know there's different manufacturers, obviously, and different model trailers you can get. But if you go with, we'll say, a bunk style trailer, you're looking at anywhere from $29.95 up to $49.95, and that would truly accommodate any size pontoon. Yep.
I'm not sure there's anything you really want to add, but there are accessories that you can add yet to this. And you talked about the stereo upgrade.
Correct. Most of these items would have to be done, upon building it at the manufacturer. Right. Obviously, there are some aftermarket options that we can do as well, but they really come pretty well outfitted.
So if someone wanted to do a custom order, can they come here and do that custom order through you?
Absolutely. We've done it many times.
Okay.
If you can't find what you like in stock, there is definitely an option to order something.
Okay.
Yep. They have a great website. Our website, we'll link to it as well, Manitou Pontoon Boats. And don't forget to stop into our boat show March 11th through the 13th.
All right, March 11th through the 13th here at Mankato Motorsports. So make sure you stop by. All right. Well, Kale, on behalf of Two Guys in a Ride, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching.